Yo, 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 what's up? It's Chris Simms Unbuttoned, and, every now and then I got to have a baller on the screen a little bit. Chris Harris Jr., what up? Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a free agent. You know what I love about you? Like, you're not on here trying to sell anything. You're trying to sell yourself. Yeah. I think that's kind of cool, man. I mean, you've had to do that your whole career. Yeah. People haven't been buying into you. You've had a phenomenal career. I just want to make that stated. But I'm hoping you and I can just kind of talk ball and kind of shoot the shit. And I want to hear your thoughts about some things around the NFL, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So, first off, just talking about, hey, again, you're nickelback, all these quarterbacks you're seeing in the NFL. Earlier in your career, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, right? That was the crew. I'd love to get your thoughts on your quarterback, Justin Herbert, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, who you got to face, and kind of just what you think of these new wave quarterbacks that have come into the NFL the last few years.
Oh, man, they're changing the game. Usually it was, you had a wide variety of pocket passers. Now all these guys can run. They can throw on the run. They're very comfortable outside the pocket. Usually you're looking for that pocket passer, guy that wants to stand in the framework of the offense. But now they want these quarterbacks to come alive, and they come alive a lot more in the red zone. Since I've been in the league, what's been harder over the years is definitely in the red zone, because these quarterbacks are able to just always run. They make it a lot tougher on the cornerbacks for sure.
Yeah, it seems like that, right? It's just different than the Brady Mannings who you had to defend, where you just knew they were going to need a pocket and they were going to surgically dissect you. It's got to be frustrating, and the fact that you're downfield covering awesome, and then some Mahomes is running for a 20-yard gain.
Exactly. I mean, and when you play those guys, you're gonna run a lot more.
Yeah.
When you go against Tom Brady or Big Ben, you're not gonna cover as long. Well, young Big Ben, you would cover a long time because it's hard to tackle him. Bring him down.
Right.
But more pocket passes, you won't have to cover that long. So with these guys, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, you're gonna have to cover a lot longer. With these guys being able to scramble. All right,
so let's talk about that group right there. Which one was the one where you just went, and again, I know you think all those guys we're talking about are the man, so it's certainly not putting down, which one was were you on the field oh my gosh, I can't get over this guy's arm or the way he throws the football? Yeah. Which one just pops to your head when I say that?
Yeah. You got to go with Mahomes. I mean, he's he's still the poster child for that position. Being able to have that Super Bowl, being an AFC West, being an AFC championship the last 4 years. So I think Joe Burrow has a good chance to be able to take that. Him, Herbert, Josh Allen, those guys are right there in that running. But right now, we still got to give it to Mahomes, just because. He got the best results, the best record out of those guys. So give those guys a little time to really build up their resume. But right now, man, we still got to give it to Mahomes.
I'm with you there. I'd probably go Mahomes and Josh Allen might be the two best quarterbacks in the sport right now. But you're right. I'm going to give him Mahomes. He won an MVP, won a Super Bowl, did all that. You're right. He's been there. Yeah. He's done that. I'm with you all the way. All right. Another new trend in the NFL is the wide receiver who's built like a running back, right? Early in your career, again, that'd be another one where I'd go, that guy didn't really exist that you had to deal with. Yeah. But now with A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel and DK Metcalf and even Jamar Chase, they're DJ Moore in Carolina, they're built differently. Talk about them and what it's like to face those guys.
I would say, for me, I would say the closest guy is physical, Steve Smith. A lot of these guys are bigger Steve Smiths. Steve Smith ran like a running back when he got the ball.
Right.
Anquan Bolden. Those are guys who are just physical guys that I had to face around there. They're kind of similar. But like you said, Chris, they're different. Deebo going running back, receiver. A.J. Brown, just a physical specimen. Same thing with DK. All these receivers, man, that are coming in the league, all different shapes and sizes, man.
Right.
And these offenses, are using them, being able to put them in the best situation to make plays, man. That's why you need DBs in all different shapes and sizes. because you got so many different receivers that you got to face.
No doubt. That's why, I mean, people are, you're still playing, you're still balling, man. I really can't get over you. I really can't. You're still an unbelievable nickel in the NFL. Here, what are we going to be, in year 12 next year?
Yeah, year 12. Yeah, going on year 12. And I've seen the whole thing change.
Yeah.
Man. It's definitely, I mean, it's the league has definitely changed. You know, of course, they want it to be more wide open, score more points, things like that. But, I mean, you still got to win it on defense, man. I still truly believe that defense wins championship.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, you got a Super Bowl ring because of that damn defense. I know that.
Yeah.
What is, like, just you brought it up right there. Playing defense in the NFL, I feel for you guys right now. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
You can't touch anybody. You can't tackle anybody. The quarterback, the protection there is ridiculous. Like, sir, how frustrated do you and other guys in the locker room get, like, during the week with some of that bull crap?
Yeah. When we came in the league, you know, when I came in the league first 5 years, you can kind of strike fear on the receivers, you know, strike some fear on those running backs. And you really can't do that anymore. You know, they really have no fear catching the ball over the middle. Running backs running through the holes, they really have no fear. You know, they duck their heads more than us, and we get penalized more, you know. So it's very hard for us, you know, tackling wise or what to do with the quarterbacks. But they've definitely allowed it to where, you know, offense can put up some points, man, make it more. Is it more entertaining?
I don't think so. I don't, but I think a lot of people think it is. I guess the novice fan, that fantasy owners do. But I'm with you. You know, I think it's more pressure-packed football in a 23-20 game, 20-17. What was I going to say to you? Damn, I forgot what my thought was there. You said something and I totally blanked out. All right, but I'll get back to it. I'll remember here in a second. I'm out here in California, man. I've smoked maybe a little too much weed lately. All right.
I know how it is out there in LA.
Yeah.
How's the setup out there, man? Is it real nice?
It's pretty good. It really is. I think the city is excited as hell. I'm in the middle of the NFL experience right now. I wish you could see more of my background. I got the Super Bowl trophy right behind me a little bit, but it's really, really cool. It's a good spot, man. It really is. You going to come out here?
I'm passing up this year just because my girls, man, I got daddy duty. So my girls are getting in softball now, so I'm assistant coaching with that right now, so I'm busy right now.
Damn, okay, daddy daycare. I love it. I love it. All right. This is what I want to ask you, Chris Harris Jr. The most undercalled thing in all of football is offensive pass interference. I don't understand it. Yeah. They're allowed to push off of you. I mean, I literally raise my hand all the time and say the NFL's got to change something about this. You think there's any way that happens with how unfairly it's called?
I would say I'll give them credit this year. They called it a little bit more than this year. Even though, you know, in the past it was way blatant, you know, they just let the receivers push off, you know, every time, you know. But now this year they called it a little bit better for us on the defensive side. So hopefully we still trend in that direction. But you're right. It's the least called penalty for sure. It's constantly, you know, you see it happening all the time, especially with 50-50 balls. So I'm glad that they started to call it a little bit more this year.
All right, you're the man. Real answer here before I let you go. I'd ask you like two more things. Just like one, who's the toughest cover in football for you? Like who's been the Chris Harris Jr. kryptonite where you just go, damn, this damn guy right here gives me problems? Yeah.
Oh, man, I think this toughest battles, man, has always been Antonio Brown, you know, younger AB, me and AB, young battles. Man, we always had some great battles, but it definitely go back and forth. Tyreek Hill has been a great battle going against him over his career. I've seen Tyreek Hill every year since he's been in the NFL.
Yeah, lucky you.
You know, him and Kelsey. Right. Him and Kelsey combined, you know, seeing those guys every year, you know, that's definitely been tough. And then I would say Keenan Allen going against him over my years in Denver. Those guys right there, those four guys have been great competition right there.
Yeah, I hear that. Keenan Allen doesn't get enough respect on the national stage. All right, what are you thinking? I mean, you got any leans? You got great coaches that you've been with it throughout your whole career who are now head coaches or in different spots. You got a lot of tentacles, and I would think a lot of options with the way you're playing right now. You got any thoughts as far as where this might end up?
Yeah. Man, it's just really just taking my time. You know, I don't have to be in a rush. I've been able to make a lot of money, being able to stay pretty healthy. So it's really, with me, it's just no rush, seeing what's the best situation for me, who needs me. I feel like I can come in and help them play safety, corner, nickel, play every spot. So emergency guy, being able to help, educate these guys on the field, off the field. So it's really whatever role was needed. But with me right now, just taking my time, man, making sure I get my body healthy, and ready to do this all over again.
Yeah, do it, bro. You're the man. And I was gonna ask you that, and I'll do that. Like, you'd be down to play like safety, right? Kareem Jackson, like what he did with the Denver Broncos a little bit, like switched his role a little later in the career. You're a good tackler, so you're down to do that.
Oh yeah. Being able to play every position, man. I think that's what makes you valuable, and being able to, have the knowledge to play corner, safety, or nickel if emergency happens. Especially with COVID going on, you never know. The whole cornerback room can be gone. So, just having an emergency guy, being able to play every position, I think that brings a lot of value.
That's a good point. That's awesome. Hey, Chris, thanks for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Big fan of yours. You're a legend in the sport, and good luck in free agency, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Kick some ass. See ya. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.